This holiday season, I want to help you guys try and make the perfect Christmas dinner or lunches and just kind of get you cooking quickly and eating even faster with your friends and family and just spending some time with them, because that's what the season is all about. I recently put together a Christmas lunch for Samsung and some of our friends from the media, and it was a lot of fun to put together. And while I was doing it, I thought, hey, why not give tips that I use when I make a dinner for about 10 or 15 people? First one is plan ahead. This is so important. Pork belly seems to be a crowd pleaser in any, that's gonna spill over, in any situation, and people absolutely love eating it. The issue with it is a lot of people don't actually know how to get that skin nice and crispy. Well, it's really important that you prep it the night before. So all you're gonna do is kind of pat it as dry as you can. At this point, we're gonna take a knife and let the knife do all the work at this point and score it. Your knife should be nice and sharp. Pat it dry again, put some salt. Always put more salt than you think you need. This will draw out all that moisture. And now the key is you make sure you put this in the fridge, and it's very important that you have a fridge that controls the humidity inside so that you do have a nice dry skin. I've done this before in fridges that weren't super good, and what happens is it comes out kind of like moist. And when you put it in the oven, it's just gonna be a chewy skin. So you really want that fat and that skin to puff up. So you need a fridge that performs really well, and that's why we're using the Samsung one. You need to make sure that you're organized with absolutely everything. I have a massive Samsung fridge, and it's great for keeping ingredients fresh and everything. It keeps everything nice and cool and frozen. What I do when I have a big dinner, I try to clean it out as much as possible and remove all the things that I don't need, or at least what's in there I'll try to use during the dinner. So that way, when I look at the fridge and I look at its contents, it looks very organized. And in my head, when something seems organized or looks organized, it then becomes organized in my head when I plan my menu. That brings me to point number 2. It's so important to put a menu together a couple weeks in advance, just to make sure you can source the right ingredients, buy things in advance as well, and more importantly, have a plan of attack on the day itself. So how do you make the perfect Christmas menu? Well, it's very simple. Do one salad, one food that you can eat with your hands that keeps people talking and gets people together right away. Do 2 sides, 2 mains, 1 dessert. Ideally, your dessert is something you can make a day before, a couple days before, and just leave it in the fridge and forget about it. For the mains, just think of really big proteins, things with sauces. Sauces will be your saviors during this time because sauces bring flavor to so many things. You want your proteins to be things that you can just put in an oven, put on the stove, and kind of forget about, and then just add some sauce for some flavor. That's why I like doing it that way. Finally, your sides should be as interesting as everything else. It can't just be a bowl of rice or a bowl of pasta without any seasoning. Make sure to season things, make some fried rice or something so that by itself, it's already really tasty. And that's all about just finding a theme, finding an overwhelming flavor profile that you want to work with. That brings me to my third point. Don't do it alone. I'll walk you through the menu very quickly. We have some popcorn chicken. So basically small chopped pieces of chicken thighs that we'll dredge and then cook with some panko. We'll cook that in the Samsung Smart Oven on Sim Fry to get it nice and crispy. We've got roast pork belly happening in the oven right now. Then we're doing a bunch of veg, kangkong. We're gonna mix that in with some eggplants, some roasted tomatoes. Next we have some brown rice over here, which Ziggy is cooling down. That's gonna be tossed in with some Wagyu tabatalangka crab fat. And then we have some gorgeous black sourdough over here. That's gonna be served with garlic achuete butter. We're gonna melt that over in the Samsung Smart Oven in a bit too, so we can brush the bread with it. And then that's gonna be topped with a roast ham with a sweet soy glaze I made yesterday with some 145-degree Fahrenheit poached eggs, so that's gonna be put on top. And then finally, we made the ice cream base a while ago, matcha, vanilla, coconut, very simple, topped with pinipig, toasted coconut, desiccated coconut. And yeah, that's gonna be served as is. So ask your friends. I'm sure you have a friend or a family member that's really good in the kitchen as well and that can help you out. This is how real chefs cook. The more you are, the funner it is and the faster you'll be able to make all the food. All right, people coming in about 10 minutes and we're kind of last minute kind of sprinting. We're almost ready. Really important to kind of organize your stuff depending on the courses that you'll be serving. So we're gonna start with the ham and the eggs, which are cooling down right here. The bread's in the oven. So make sure you get things in steps. And then once that's cleared, we'll remove everything we don't need anymore. Ziggy's making fun of me. Remove everything we don't need anymore, and then we'll reset for the next 3 dishes, which are the 3 mains, which are served at the exact same time, or 4 mains rather. And then finally we'll clear everything, and then we'll do the ice cream. One of the most important things I like to do is to make sure that everything can be eaten together, so that you're not necessarily doing a chronological order of dishes. You're basically putting everything on the table and everything goes with everything. Rule number 4, use all the appliances that you have at your disposal. You don't want to fight for one pan or fight for one stovetop. It's really important, whatever type of appliance that you have, you try to utilize it as best as possible. So just by dividing this, you give space to your kitchen and you utilize everything at the same time, meaning that you can cook things at the same time.
It's December again, I can't believe it. Whatever happened to the rest of the year? It went by so fast, I barely did see it.
I wanted to focus on kind of like, since the theme is Christmas dishes, things that are quick, homey, tasty, so you won't see like lots of bells and whistles in this lunch. So we wanted to do something casual. I think last time you were here we did a dinner which was a bit more experimental. This is more a bit casual. We want it to be fun, family style. We'll separate everything in 3 dishes for you guys. And with that, if you guys have any other tips, please put them down in the comments below and make sure to like those comments and talk to each other, because I'm sure I forgot a lot of things and I'm sure you guys can help each other out as well. That's it. So yeah, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. See ya.